Hey everybody, Kimberly here, and I'm really excited to share with you dice cards. Now I know it might sound silly, dice cards, but that's really what's in the game. You get a bunch of cards and you get two six-sided dice. You also get a dry erase marker. Now this game says on the side 1 to 8 players plus. Because while there are 8 of these roll trackers and 8 of these dry erase pens, it is incredibly easy for you to scale this up to even more players because you've got 100 cards that you are playing with. There are duplicates of 50 games. So that means that you've got 50 unique games, one on each card in this deck, repeated once. So that's your 50 cards, this stack right here. It's massive. And again, these are dry erase. It really reminds me of the Super Mega Lucky Box style where you are having fast turns, making selections based on the information that everybody has to respond to by writing down onto your individual dry erase board. But moreover, it reminds me of Rolling Realms. That's a game by Stonemaier Games that has all of their games in their collection into a game itself where you're playing a mini version of each of those games, because that's what you're doing here. You are playing mini games individually where players are sharing those dice that are rolled. You have 50 rounds to hopefully complete your 6 cards. But if you take a look at my board right now, what I've done is I've just dealt myself the 9 cards from the deck that players start with. You deal yourselves 9 individual just from the top of the deck, and you're going to look at them and you're going to select 6 of them to play with. And then I've got my roll tracker card right here. You're going to see, yep, there it is. We're going to play 50 rounds, and every time that you play a round, you're going to record the number of your die here that you chose. And then down here, there's some ticket tracker places. Ticket trackers allow you to keep track of tickets because you can use them to bump a pip value up or down by 1 for every ticket that you spend. And your cards themselves will give you tickets. So there's some things to look at here that are really fun. First off, it's just they're all individual games, and I can't believe that they did 50 dynamite games. Every time I've played with different cards and had a blast playing with all of them. For example, you've got your golf game right here, and you of course want to roll low numbers. That's what your par is right here, and you have 9 holes, so it's going to take you 9 turns to log in your score. And if you get under par, you'll get these many points. If you get par, you'll do here, and if you do over par, you do this. And if you ever get a hole-in-one, when you just do a 1 on the die roll, then you will collect your ticket. So shoot a 27 or less in 9 consecutive rolls. That's the other thing too, is your cards are going to tell you, they're going to show you exactly how to play. So if you take a look at the backside of every card, it's going to give you an example. Oh, this is what it looks like. These are the numbers that they rolled. There was their tally. They did under par and they got hole-in-one times 4. And so you're going to see in red on the backside exactly what someone did to show you as an example. I love it. So when you're looking at your cards, you probably want to just start off on the red side of every board. You're going to see on the back here, these numbers are actually highlighted. I don't want to flip that one over because this is a hidden number. This is like a search. Find the hidden numbers 1 through 9. When the number's rolled, color it in. And if you can find all 9 numbers, then you're going to receive victory points in the star for finding all of them. The other thing to consider is there is this symbol up here. This means that it is an all or nothing card. So as you're looking at your cards out here, you might want to start to see, oh, all or nothing, all or nothing, all or nothing, and all or nothing up here. The all or nothings mean there's no gradation. So for example, if I look at ups and downs, or downs and ups, every time you put a number in, you're going to be receiving the point that it's under as far as you've gone. So it gives you progress points. And if you get all the way to the end, you could get the big points, which is 17. But you also don't have to do every single thing. And again, you've got your instructions listed right here. They tell you exactly what to do. And then of course they show you at the end, on the backside, what someone did to accomplish the goal, which again is just so incredibly helpful. So all or nothings, and then you're also taking a look at, really, is there a balance of, I need a lot of low numbers for golf. I need chicken catching. I'm just catching all those chickens within a fence, and I'm kind of using these like little fence pieces that give me a segment or two based on the die rolled, and then I can get tickets that way as well. Or I need to roll specifically the black die or the red die value. Here again, yin and yang is both. I need to roll specifically the red die or the black die, and then if I can complete all of it, I'm going to get 3 tickets. Yes, so this is really, really cool. Sometimes you need to balance things out. I love this idea. It doesn't matter what you put in these squares as your result. You are just simply going to balance it out, and if you complete it, this is an all or nothing. So let's select 6. We're just going to pick 6, and I'm going to try to make sure I'm not doing too many all or nothings. The maze looks really cool. You do have to move through this map going 1 space. So it says here, help the mouse reach the space. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15 of my rolls have to be used in the maze to get the 25 points, and along the way I'm going to get 3 of those tickets. Seems pretty tough when I've got 6 cards and only 50 turns to do it. So I'm going to put the maze out. I think that this adds some variety. I kind of like the find the numbers. It's an all or nothing. And I do like the scales as well. So I'm going to keep those 2. Golf seems a little tough with its consecutive rolls and then having to roll low numbers. So I'm going to put golf out for now. Chicken catching seems maybe okay. I kind of like the visual nature of it, like building fences around, and every single fence is probably going to be valuable. I like ups and downs because it has some gradation of points. So I need to pick one more, and it's either hex codes, yin or yang. Let me see if I like number search. Mark red numbers using the red and black using the black die. Get 4 in a column or row to make a set. Oh, I like this one a lot. I'm going to keep this one too. So do I like this? Sure. I don't think I have anything like that. And I think these 2 are very similar, so I don't want to get too many similar cards. That's it. So in the beginning of the game, players are just simply saying, I want to take and play with these 6 cards. And we're just going to get ready. We're going to get the dice. When everyone's ready to go, we just start rolling. So we do, here's our first roll. And it looks like we've got a 3 and a 1. Now, when you select your dice, your cards will tell you, do you combine the dice? Do you use just the black die? Do you use just the red die? Or do you just use the number value on either die or both dice? So with downs and ups, I need a high number and I go down. So having a high number as 4 is not high enough. So I'm not going to use it for that. Now with my yin and yang, I can do either the 1 black or I can check the 3 red. I can put in only red numbers here and black over here, and I can start filling that in. Or I can identify where I see the number 3 or 1 and pick that. So I want to start over here. I really like this number search. I'm finding it very tempting. So I'm just simply going to mark the 1 black, and I'm just going to put an X through that. I'm going to bring my roll tracker back, and I'm going to put a 1 in my roll tracker because my very first turn I took a 1. That's it. That's how you play. You're just going to do that. And then after everyone takes their first turn, we pass the dice, and then everyone's going to roll, or one person's going to roll, and we're all going to pick. So I roll again, and now I got a 1 red and a 5 black. So what do I want to do? Doesn't look like I can get across and do a number search in the right color and the right number, and then over here. So I'm going to put a pin in that. 6 is still not high enough for me to go down. I need to get a much higher number with the dice combined. Maybe I should start off with, I want maybe a moderate number for scales. So let's just go with, I'm going to do my all or nothing yin and yang. I'm going to mark the 1 on red, and I just put the 1 right there. Done. This is it. So you can play this by yourself just like I'm doing right now. I got a 2 and a 6. 8 is a lot higher. If I go 8, 6, 7, 5, 3, oof, that still is not too high. So I don't want to do that necessarily, but I do see that red 2. And I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to mark through that too. So I'm picking a lot of low numbers here. That's okay. That's the thing I really like about this is the game values high and low and a variety. There's even this card right here. I want to show you a couple cards that I didn't pick because this card all just wants you to roll 8s. That's all it is if you roll an 8, you mark it. Now it isn't an all or nothing card, so the more 8s you get, the better. But every time there's an 8, you want to take it because there's only this many, right? There's a limited number. You have 8 times to get 14 points. So some cards are going to ask you to just do specific things. So that's why I like the choice too. You get 9 at the beginning and you whittle it down into 6, which is the combination of cards you want that have maybe an all or nothing, maybe has the gradation of you getting something, but you don't have to get all of it. So that was it. That was my 3rd turn. I'm going to roll again. And now I've got 1-1. Wow. Wow. Still not high enough for me to do ups and downs. I can do a chicken catching. It says here, add fences around chickens and tickets to make 1 fenced-in yard. And I get 4 victory points per chicken fenced in the largest single yard. So I've got a 1. Let's just start chickening in. Let's just fence in. I'm going to take the 1 and I'm going to put the 1 in there and I'm going to just draw around that chicken like that. Done. So easy, right? So I did that L shape and I'm just drawing around that chicken, hoping I can maybe do a large grouping of my chickens. We'll see. We shall see. Let's roll one more time and still didn't get high. I got a 4 and a 2. Boy, that's rough. But do you know what I did get was the 4 black. And I'm going to take that 4 black. And it's cool because, again, I am trying to mark off the color and the number in columns and in rows. And I get here, per set of 4 numbers, I'm going to receive those victory points, which is fantastic, right? And if I get +1 for finding them all, yes. So each number may only be part of one set. So that essentially means I can do this 4 times if I fill everything in. I can get 7 times 4. So that's 28 points for this card. I think that's really, really massive. I think that's super good. Okay, so that was 4. Now again, when you get a ticket, you can change one of your numbers up or down 1. So when you get a ticket, you can just pay a ticket that you already have, that you've already earned, and then you could just say, instead of that 4, I want it to be a 5, and you just take a check off, and then you will make that a 5, but you won't make it a 5 for everybody else. And at the end of the game, if you have 2 tickets left over in any amount, so let's say you have 4 tickets left over, you're going to receive 2 points. So every 2 tickets remaining is 1 more bonus point, and you just add up all of your scores. So you'll add up this card, you'll add up this card, this card, this card, this card, this card, and if they are all or nothings, you better get all. Don't get nothing on those cards. So that is 50 times you roll, and every time you roll, it takes, I don't know, like 10 or 15 seconds for everyone to pick where they want to put their die, and then you'll just pass the die. And so it's simultaneous play, and it is that shared central dice, and so it's really fun to just pass the dice and then just roll them, and then everybody just keeps track of their own score. So lots of fun. Let me show you a couple more of these cards because I think they're just really fun. Here's a recipe. This is Grandma's Muffins, all or nothing. Big points down here, and it's literally just a recipe. So fun ideas. We've seen golfing. You want to do Sudoku? Do your Sudoku. You have to figure out what your numbers are, which ones are missing, and which ones go where. But that's okay. That's super fun. That's like the great joy of Sudoku. Word crafting. This is another one. Collect letters, and then you can spell out a word. And the longer your word is, the more points you get. This is super creative and open to whatever you'd like. You're a science nerd? How about this? Let's do the periodic table. Just so fun and creative. Downhill climb asks you to go 1 step at a time, starting super high and going low. If you can get all the way down there, 17 points. Again, big stuff. Mining, I love the themes here. I think the artwork and the graphics are just so easy to understand. And there's a chance to get all those tickets in game. which is really, really helpful. War, you just want to beat the cards, right? Win the battle of the cards. Each number recorded must be higher than the number on the card. That's just classic War. I love it. Blackout Bingo, probably one of my favorite non-game games in the world. Love it, love it, love it. So you can play bingo, you can play football. I mean, these games are just so fun. You want to go fishing? Go fishing. And hopefully get the most heavy fish. Just fantastic. So that's what this game offers. Again, you're getting 50 games. It takes 50 turns to do it, but games only last about 20 to 30 minutes. And again, it's so scalable. Playing with 1, 2, or 3, 8 takes the same amount of time, and everyone is engaged the entire time because you're playing your own mini games. And again, I can't tell you how much it reminds me of Super Mega Lucky Box and Rolling Realms. So if those are games that you've played that you enjoy, you have got to try out Dice Cards. Absolutely blew me away, surprised me with how much I liked it based on my anticipation of what the game was going to offer players. And I think the quality is great. These cards erase so easily and they shuffle really well. And you've got 8 of these pens in there. So it's just super, super easy to just reuse, repack, and then bring back out again. Okay, folks, that's going to be it for me. I will see you later.